Hey guys, Anime Gypsy here with Shokugeki no Soma Food Wars Chapter 242 review. And where do I start with this one? We get to see Soma's dish, and Soma's dish is called Aburaj, and Aburaj. Please, tell me that my pronunciation is wrong. I'm pretty sure I know it is wrong, because my pronunciation sucks. I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. Aburaj, Aburaj, I think, according to Wikipedia, and it is deep fried tofu. Yeah, and he manages to make that dish spectacular. And that's a Soma thing. The Soma thing is to take regular street food and elevate it to a level where it tastes just like regular gourmet, or rather, not elevate it, but cook it in a manner that proves that it, in its nature, is something that is delectable, rather than something simply just for, I don't want to say commoners, but it's more long. Soma's philosophy on food goes more along the lines of food is for everyone and anything could be delicious. So him using an ingredient like that really does fit his character persona and his style of cooking, as well as him using certain ingredients that we've seen him use before, like soy milk. It's classic Soma, and I liked it. This chapter overall is a 7.5 out of 10. It's a good chapter. It's above average. It's nice. Honestly, I think in terms of story progression, the story would be better if Soma loses in the next chapter. If Soma loses against Saito next chapter, I think that would make the story a lot better. Overall, there are 3 points in story progression in this chapter. The first point is we basically get to see this tense moment where Saito tells Soma, "Hey Soma, have you drawn your blade?" And you just see Saito's blade just being drawn, sheathed out of its hilt. Sheathed out and just drawn, attacking Soma's blade, cutting it. And you're thinking, okay, his dish is better than Soma's. And in my perspective, it should be. It really should be. And what you have is Soma revealing that he has more than one blade. And what I mean by that, and this goes to the second point in story progression. Sorry, no, that doesn't. What I mean by that is that he reveals that it's the contrast in flavor. The contrast in flavor that is the blade, and having more than one contrast. Sorry, having multiple contrasting flavors that taste well and match together means that Soma has multiple blades, as opposed to Saito's cooking, which has one flavor context that is so nice, so pristine, and so well made. So, in a way, the way of looking at this is Soma is Zoro with 3 swords, and Saito is Dracul Mihawk with his Black Yuri sword that's ginormous. So here you have a person with, say, 3 swords, because I think we've seen 3 separate contrasting flavors that actually match together and complement one another. So in that instance, Soma has multiple blades as opposed to Saito's one super blade. That's the first point in story progression, that whole spiel. In between that is the second point in story progression, because we have a little bit in between what I was just saying, and that little bit is a flashback with Ayazami. That son of a bitch Ayazami just went down low, hit below the belt, used Saito's mother in order to manipulate him into joining his side. And in a way, it does match, because his philosophy, Asuma's philosophy, as corrupt as it may be, it does have favorable views towards Saito's perspective, and favorable philosophies that assist in Saito's beliefs. Basically, what Asami said was, look, in my philosophy, in my way of thought towards cooking. Anyone who does good food, anyone who is elite, gets to enjoy whatever they want. But he of course doesn't mention the whole oppression of those who aren't good cooks. Uh, Basically, the abandonment of fodder food, street food, the abandonment of creativity in certain areas of cooking that are viewed to be taboo. That whole spiel doesn't isn't really what he is talking about when he's trying to persuade Saito to join his side, and it works because, and it makes sense too because two philosophies vastly different with one commonality. With Saito, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. You cook well, you cook well. With Aizami, it's the same thing with the added spiel of unworthy food, unworthy cooks, yada 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 yada. So we have an understanding now of how Saito became a member of Central. Now, I'm not sure if we're gonna get that sort of understanding with other Elite 10 members later on. Who knows? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. So the next point in story progression, and the final point in story progression, is the scene where Koga and Nana, I think her name is pronounced Nana, are just talking to one another. And Koga says something interesting. Koga says, "You're the one that was worried about Soma," to Nana. I'm thinking, hey, what the fuck do you mean? Soma straight up kicked her ass. And you're telling me that she cares about him after that? Even though they're on opposite views of a specific food philosophy that is essential to the main plot of the story and she is solely central, why would she be concerned for Soma over her own teammate Saito? That makes absolutely no sense. Furthermore, we get to find that this one person has been approaching them, and they see him and they're, what, Nani? What's going on? Now, who is that person? I've been doing a bit of thinking, and I've come to the conclusion that that person is the Kingu of stalkers. Yes, the one I dare not speak his name, the imitator of imitators. Aizen's former lapdog. That guy. And if I'm gonna guess, I'm gonna say he's either imitating Koga or Nana, and that's why they're looking at him like, dude, the fuck's your deal? So that is my whole spiel, and what I think is going to happen next chapter, or what I hope will happen next chapter. Yes, what I hope would happen next chapter is Soma lose. It would make the story more interesting. It would be something just unpredictable, something that would, for sure, definitely, most definitely, something that would make Soma strive to improve even more. It's the Goku effect. He gets his ass beat, he gets back up, and he works his butt off in order to win. Simple as that. Now, what might actually happen is Soma winning, which I'm okay. No, okay is too hard a word. I'm not sure about that. I don't want Soma to win. To be quite frank, I really do not want Soma to win. But if he wins, kudos. But the main protagonist must not win every time. And we have seen him lose. We have seen him win way too many times. And every single time, no, most of the time he's lost. It was to someone who wasn't really an antagonist. And now you have an antagonist. I mean, sure, he lost to Subaka once before, the first seat. That really doesn't count. I'm curious, and this is my opinion, so, please, if you have different opinions on what's going to happen next, which I'm sure you guys do, please comment what they are down below. And until next time, guys, this is Anime Gypsy, and I'm out.